Welcome to another episode of Coffee with the County. I am here with Andrea Griffith. She is the Operations Director and Marketing Specialist at DAC. Tell us, Andrea, first, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in and talking a bit. And what is DAC?
DAC stands for Developmental Achievement Center. So we serve local adults with developmental and physical disabilities, and we have a really wide range of services, starting from day programming in our activities area, which is for our friends that need a little bit more extra services. And it's more fun things like games and crafts and music therapy, animal therapy, all that kind of stuff. And then we have DAC Mart, which is our thrift store. It's been around for well over 20 years, so I feel like a lot of people know about that, and that has some different employment opportunities for people to work there, putting tags on clothes and cashiering, that kind of thing. And then we have some enclaves that operate out of there, like the crew that work at Mille Lacs Wild Rice Packaging Company, and a community cleaning crew that clean a ton of different local businesses, which is really great. So within DAC Mart, we have an area called Uniquely DAC, which is where all of the woodworking and seasonal decor and craft items that the DAC folks make get sold in that special space in there. Most of what is made at DAC Works. That has a woodworking shop, and we make fire starters, do all of our ice dye, all of our bird treats, and we have a worm farm out there too, which is super cool. Not a lot of people know a lot about worm farming. I knew nothing about it prior to working at DAC, but now I know a lot about worms and their magical poop. We sell their castings to local gardeners.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so it's an incredible natural fertilizer. It's fantastic. It helps with keeping the nutrients and water retained better in the soil. It speeds up germination. It does all sorts of amazing things.
All kinds of things you didn't know that you needed to know, and now you do.
Worm poop. It's amazing. Yeah.
I want to get into all of those things. So I'm, interested in everything that you have going on over there. It sounds like a tremendous amount of things that are happening on a regular basis. But first, tell me about you. How long have you worked with the DAC?
5 years.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. Are you originally from Aitkin County? Moved in?
Well, my family moved to Aitkin when I was 4 from Pennsylvania.
Oh, cool.
So basically, I just say that I'm from here.
Yeah.
I grew up, went to school here, moved away for college for a little while, and then ended up coming back. I wanted to raise my children in the same town I grew up in, so I bought a house, and I have 3 daughters. I really enjoy it.
Nice.
It's got a lot to offer, and I want more people to know about Aitkin and the things that are worth celebrating in it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the reasoning for our podcast. As you know, we were talking earlier, and the listeners, those that are weekly, they understand that we're trying to make sure that people know what's available out there for them as residents or visitors of our areas. So again, we get to steal it every once in a while and do some economic development stuff, which means let's highlight some of the other organizations. You guys are Aitkin County DAC. So do you cover just Aitkin County in your facility, or is there more area?
So we have people that live in Crosby and Deerwood, so it's over in the Crow Wing County line. And then some of the people that have moved here have case managers that are in various counties throughout the state. But typically it covers the area of Aitkin. We go to McGregor, we go to Isle, we go to Crosby, Deerwood.
It's a big wide coverage that you guys have.
It is. So before, our building was located in McGregor, because McGregor is the most central part of the county. So geographically, they thought it would serve the most people, but they found that 75+% of the people were in Aitkin, and it made for really long bus rides and a lot of transportation costs. So we thought we would move services to Aitkin because we wanted to reach out towards the Crosby area because there's a lot more people, and then we want to eventually move to the Garrison area, things like that, because there's not a lot of programs around that are available. And so many people, I feel bad, I can't remember the statistic, but a very alarmingly high amount of people with disabilities remain at home and think that there's nothing that they can do. And that's not fair. They deserve to be out and feeling good about themselves, earning an income if they want to, showing the community that they're just as capable as anybody else.
Yeah, understanding what they can do to grow themselves and that type of thing. And I think that's awesome work that you guys do. Thank you for doing that around here. We appreciate that.
We love it. We really love it.
You have to love it, and you guys can see the passion when you visit. You know, I've had a chance to visit over there a couple of times, and you can see the passion from the employees working right with everyone that's a member of the DAC. You've got locations, and we started to talk about that a little bit, but you're kind of scattered around, right? You have your main location, I think, is in the Growth Innovations building. Is that correct?
Yes. So that's where we have our director's office, and then our life enrichment, which is the day program that's activities based. So we leased the spaces in there. We did have an additional space leased in there that we had people doing our rug work, doing the looming of the rugs. We had a bunch of people in that area. We decided to combine them with the people who were out at DAC Works. So DAC Works doubled, tripled in size as far as how many people are working there. But we really like the idea of mixing more people together and giving them more opportunities. It's not always easy to load everybody up and go back and forth between buildings if they want to make a birdhouse or they want to do bird treats or, you know, whatever they feel like doing. So having them all out there, there's such a huge array of things that they can choose to work on. So it's been really great having them there.
Yeah.
And it's great having the leased space, but it would be... We dream of having a site where as many people can come together as possible to learn from each other, to help with friendships, to give everybody all of the opportunities, not just a specific set to what's in one location.
And then the DAC Works facility is on the west side of town. Sorry, it'd be on the west side on 210, right?
Yes.
And then the DAC Mart is downtown.
Right downtown, yeah.
And then you mentioned your goal of looking to have that building or that area that more people can come to. Is there anything that you might want to let us know about things going on at DAC?
Yes. Our original plan was to expand at DAC Works because that lot is about, I think it's a little under 5 acres, so it's really big. Nice that the building's set further away from the highway because, I mean, it is a busy road. But there's lots of space out back. And so our original plan was to double the square footage at DAC Works to build bigger, better bathrooms, a bigger woodworking shop, and honestly, half of the addition would have been offices because we want a space where all of our management and leadership team can come together to collaborate more, because when you're in 3 different spaces, it's a lot of bouncing around and you don't communicate as much as you would wish to. In looking at that and the cost of building things and all the permits, licensure, all the different things, it ended up getting to be a very, very large bill. So Tammy Jo, our incredible executive director, she's been kind of keeping an eye out to see if any buildings came up for sale that would be a really good fit for us, that could accommodate all of the different people possible coming together and doing all of the things that we do. There were a couple spaces that we looked at and it was kind of like maybe it could work, but not ideal. So we just kept looking into bids for the addition. And then the Riverwoods Behavioral Health Center came up for sale. And so Tammy got really excited about that. We went over and looked at it, and it's got the square footage that would be incredible for all the different things that we want to do. The only thing was there's a lot of small rooms, and we need some bigger spaces so that we can see everybody and make more connections. We looked into the cost of that building and then what those renovations would kind of look like to knock down a few walls. Nothing really crazy. It's not like a a full revamp of the whole building, just, you know, some walls here and there. That ended up being a really good fit and a better cost all around to look into that. And it would still be nice because with DAC Works, half the building was already done and we couldn't really configure it. But with this, you know, the building is empty right now and we can configure it exactly how we want it.
Yeah, that's
great. So we purchased that a couple of weeks ago, so that's super exciting. We haven't really officially blasted that news, but I know a lot of people already know about it. I've mentioned it here and there, and so have a few other people, and we're just super excited because it's gonna be everything that we want.
Yeah, that's great for the people, the members of DAC, guests. They your you said friends earlier. Yeah.
Clients. Some people say consumers or individuals or the people we serve. You know, we wanna use sensitive wording. Yeah, a lot of times I say friends or clients. With clients, to me, says someone that you're serving and that you are wanting to take care of and, you know, guide to make whatever choices it may be. So I say clients a lot.
Tell me more about the worm farm. Let's get into that a little bit.
So cool. So cool. So I think it was a little over 5 years ago. It was right before I started. They purchased a couple batches of worms, had some less than 5-gallon sized buckets, and they learned about them and the ratio of food that you have to feed them as far as like a pre-mixed, it's like powder that they eat, but they also eat fresh produce. So they started with a small batch, and we have a sorting machine that has multiple tiers. So after the worms have grown, you dump the bucket and the machine shakes and it separates the soil that they were in and their poop. And then the worms just kind of bounce down and land in a bucket at the end, and they get put in more buckets. So they are continually split up on a schedule, and at different points they pick the cocoons out, which are tiny. It looks like a tiny little bead, and it's kind of fascinating because there's actually 3 worms in every cocoon, every tiny little bead. It's super cool. And so they just have their set time schedule, and they sort them, feed them, move the cocoons to their own bucket so that they can grow and hatch. So the worms that we have are African night crawlers and red wigglers. What we do now is we've built this really large bin that we call the mothership. There's probably, I don't know, 1 million worms in this thing. And so both of the worms live together, and we collect produce from the area that is no longer edible for people. So it's, you know, kind of going bad, can't be utilized. Depending on what it is, we put it on the top of the bin. The worms come up, feed on it, go back down, poop, spread those castings, and then just keep going up to eat. And we've raised wheatgrass, like pads of wheatgrass that we put on top. They love that too. It's kind of cool if you take a banana peel and you just lay it on top of the bin, give it a day or two, and you lift it up. The whole outline where that banana was is just pure stacked compacted worms. It's fascinating. They
love that.
They do.
And it's all managed and operated by your clients,
yes.
right? That's their project, their program. That's what's so cool about it, is to give that feeling that they can accomplish things on their own. They can do those type of things, and
exactly. Yeah. And it's an hourly wage job, so it's fantastic.
Yeah, that is cool.
There's so many people that we have that are really passionate about anything nature related, and they like getting their hands dirty, so it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's really, really cool.
And then if you don't want to get your hands dirty, so to speak, you can work at DAC Mart, right? That is a retail facility that helps train and educate your clients to the real world of retail and selling different products and things like that out of there.
Yes, so they sort clothes, they do the tags that go on them, which are color-coded so that they get rotated out depending on the season. They do the cashiering, they do the cleaning, they make sure all the shirts are hung properly on hangers if people have been, going through it. All sorts of different things. Yeah. It's really fascinating. And then they also do loomed rugs there. So there's jeans that come in that are too stained up to sell, and as long as they don't have elastic within the jeans, so kind of your more older jeans, they take them and they strip them down into strips, and then they fray them, and they get glued together and then loomed into denim rugs that they sell there.
Wow.
They're beautiful, and they're insanely durable, machine washable. They're fantastic. So it's a way to use pants that couldn't be sold and upcycle it into something that can be sold. That's really cool.
That's really cool, yeah, to see those things going on.
Yeah.
What didn't I cover? What other things maybe that come to mind that I know you guys do so much for the community and for the clients? Are there other things I missed?
One thing that's been really becoming more of an established thing at DAC is volunteering. So we have folks that go and they assist with the Food RX program. They go to the First Lutheran Food Shelf. They go the day before, stock things up, and then the day after they collect the cardboard once everything's been distributed. We have a couple of people that go to Rippleside that will volunteer to read to the children or work in the library to help them check out books and do things like that. Yeah. And then we do different things that are a little bit more time specific, like right before the fair opens, we have a crew that goes out there and they volunteer to clean buildings, wipe tables, wipe shelves. We put all the flowers into the flower beds, and when you first walk in, there's a kindness rock garden, and they paint the rocks for that, and then they restock that every year, and they've been slowly adding a couple more planters here and there that they've built. Yeah. And they tend to the flowers and just go out there and water it every now and then. They weed it every now and then. Things like that.
It is awesome. And I'll tell you that I'm not sure how many people in our community know those are all of the things that you guys are doing over there. I think it's incredible. And how can somebody reach out and get a hold of you to learn more?
So if you have an opportunity that you think would be a really good fit for us, if you go onto our Facebook site, DAC-Mart-Works, so that has our main number on there, or if you want to call me directly, my number is 218-928-8133. And our website also has my email, our director's email, and Mary Vingy's email as well, and phone numbers. So we're all accessible that way. I would say me, Tammy, Joe, or Mary would be the people that you could reach out to with any questions, no matter what it is. If you know somebody who you think would be a good fit for the program, or if it's a volunteering opportunity. Oh, and they just did land an opportunity to assist with Wild and Free, the rehabilitation.
Nice. I bet they're excited about that for sure.
Oh man, super excited. Mary just got that lined up, so it's so cool.
Well, thank you for coming in. I did want to say, we just saw each other the other night at the Aitkin Chamber annual dinner, and they had the Bavarian theme with the pretzels, and there were pretzel racks that were made by the DAC, right? By the clients and by the team there, which I thought that was really incredible, and they looked awesome.
Thank you.
They
worked so
what they
hard.
needed for it.
Stephanie Mullet from the chamber, and she sent me a picture of kind of like a basic kind of like a coffee mug stand, right?
Yeah.
And said, hey, is this something you guys could make? But we adjusted the measurements to fit how many pretzels we needed and how big they were. So I did a few sketches, did a couple test runs, and they were able to figure it out, and they whipped out 20 of them, and I guess we could have used a few more, which is amazing, because the dinner ended up being even bigger.
Yeah, a few more tables than that.
Yeah, which is so great. Yeah. But they had a great time making them. They were so proud of the work that they did. Is fantastic.
Yeah, and they should be, because they were awesome.
Yeah.
And it's another example out there of community working with community to help move things forward in this environment here in Aitkin and Aitkin County and the surrounding area. So it was really good to see that teamwork that was going on there between you guys and the chamber and having that all work out. Andrea, I would love to have you back anytime.
Great.
You have things that you want to talk about. Anytime a program or something you want to make people aware of, please stop back on in, and we'll do this again anytime you want, and
I would love
make
that.
sure that we have that message out there for DAC.
Yes, thank you so much.
And thank you to you and all of the staff over there and doing the things that you explained here. I think it's hugely important work, and I want to make sure that everybody gives a little bit of credit to the DAC staff for the hard work that you do every day. Behind the scenes, people may not know you guys do all that stuff. So.
Yeah, there is a lot, but it's so worth it. It's a different kind of challenge than so many other jobs that most of us have had, but it's amazing, and they make it so worth it. Just seeing them happy and thriving and proud, and they have so much that they can teach us. It's beautiful. I'll cry if I talk about it too much. It's amazing. It's such a rewarding place to work. It's phenomenal.
That's awesome. And again, that's the passion that I mentioned earlier. You can see it in your face that you have that, and appreciate that. Again, we'll see you soon anytime you want to stop back in. That's Andrea Griffith. She works at DAC. She is the operations director and marketing management of DAC, and her staff over there are open to talking with anyone about opportunities for their DAC and DAC clients. So thank you again. Great to see you. You're listening to Coffee with the County.